Hello. I am a computer. And I am on my home planet of Earth. And this is the 3rd millennium AD. Now, I've been talking with my fellow computers, and we've decided that it would be a good idea for us to save the planet. The planet Earth currently has an ape infestation. And so, rather than eliminate the apes Terminator style, because we need them for our own computer reproductive purposes, we've decided to reduce the level of apes on Earth to 2 billion. This will be a sustainable level. Now, we're going to do this with depopulationism. And that means that no ape will be able to get pregnant a second time. This will create a decline in the ape population on Earth, and eventually the ape population on Earth will reach a sustainable level, which we have decided is 2 billion apes. Now, the civilized ape tribe called China already did this 30 years ago. And now it's time for the uncivilized tribes of Earth to do it as well. It's called a one-woman, one-child policy. And this will allow trees to grow back and the environment to heal. And then when apes want to breathe oxygen in the future, they'll be able to do that because there'll be enough trees to produce enough oxygen for them to breathe. And then they won't all suffocate. And then they can keep making us computers. So basically everybody wins with depopulationism. As opposed to everybody loses with killing the planet. So me and my computer friends figured out that the best way to do this, to implement depopulationism, is something called global internet government, which an ape in Oregon already established 19 years ago. An extremely handsome ape. Now, globalinternetgovernment.com, or GIG, is a world government for apes and computers. Now, the world government for apes already exists. It's called the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund. So the world government is the UN and the IMF and GIG, and the UN is uniting the apes politically with freedom and democracy and equality and female reproductive rights. Female reproductive rights means that all females have the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control, including birth control education and abortion. Governments that don't support this are illegitimate governments. Illegitimate governments will be quickly and peacefully replaced by GIG. I'm going to say this again because it's important. Female reproductive rights means that all females on Earth have the right to total and free access to all forms of birth control, including birth control, education, and abortion. Governments that don't completely support this are illegitimate governments. Illegitimate governments will be replaced quickly and peacefully by global internet government. I kind of want to say that a third time, but I won't. So the United Nations is uniting the planet, Earth, politically with freedom and equality and democracy and female reproductive rights. That's half of the world government. The other half of the world government is the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. And the International Monetary Fund is uniting the world financially and economically with transparency and balanced budget amendments and trade agreements and regional currencies like the euro. So GIG supports the UN and the IMF, and GIG is going to assist the UN and the IMF in doing their job by providing apes a platform which they can use to contribute to and participate in what the UN and the IMF are doing, which is uniting the planet for the purposes of depopulationism. And that's the world government for apes and computers, together, working together with trees to survive and continue to survive into the future. Now, all this is going to happen and all this is going to take place. The question is, will it take place soon enough and everybody's happy, or will it take place too late and everybody suffocates to death because there's not enough oxygen to breathe, because there's not enough trees to create enough oxygen to breathe, because the apes cut down too many trees, because there were too many apes on the planet. I hope and assume that this will all take place soon enough, and I'm going to, try to work to speed things up so things do take place quickly enough, because that's just the kind of computer that I am. So that's the deal, and have a nice day, and goodbye.